My girlfriend said, if you loved me, you'd let me go to Cabo with Brad. I said, you're right. Then I proved how much I loved her by helping her pack permanently. Now she is begging me to take her back. All right, Reddit. This went down about 3 months ago, and I'm finally ready to tell this story. My buddies keep saying I should post it here because apparently watching someone's life implode in real time is peak entertainment. I, 31 male, work as an HVAC technician. Not the most glamorous job, but it pays well. Around $85,000 a year with overtime and emergency calls. I own my house, a 3-bedroom in a decent neighborhood outside Phoenix. Bought it 3 years ago for $285,000 when the market dipped. Nothing fancy, but it's mine, and I've been fixing it up room by room. I enjoy home improvement, renovated the master bathroom last summer, learned to tile from YouTube, saved $15,000 doing it myself. My garage is a workshop with tools I've collected over the years. There's something satisfying about fixing things with your hands. Being an HVAC guy means I've got connections for electrical, plumbing, all that stuff. The house has a decent backyard with a fire pit I built and space for my project car, a 1987 Camaro Z28, my weekend hobby for 2 years. Engine rebuilt, new suspension, custom exhaust, a clean, reliable classic that sounds mean when you hit the gas. My girlfriend Chloe moved in 8 months ago when her lease ended. We'd been dating for a year and a half, met through a mutual friend at a barbecue. She's 28, a dental hygienist, makes decent money, but has zero financial discipline. She spends $200 a month on coffee and beauty products like she's prepping for a magazine shoot. Chloe's the type who looks great on Instagram, always done up, knows trendy spots, has strong opinions about brunch places. When we started dating, I was impressed by how put together she seemed. She had confidence that drew people in, always knew what to order at restaurants I'd never heard of. But living together revealed things, like how she'd leave dishes in the sink for 3 days. How she'd blast music at 7 a.m. while getting ready, even after I worked late on emergency calls. How she'd invite friends over without telling me, then act confused when I wasn't thrilled to find 5 people in my living room after a 12-hour workday. The money thing was the biggest issue. She made $55,000 at the dental office, but was always broke by the 3rd week of the month. I'd find charges on our shared grocery account for $180 at Sephora or $95 for wellness supplements from some influencer's website. When I'd bring it up, she'd get defensive. It's self-care, Orion. I have to look professional for my job. Apparently, professional dental hygienists require $40 face masks and Brazilian blowouts every 6 weeks. Her friend group was interesting, all around the same age, mostly in medical or beauty fields, competing over who could live the most aesthetic lifestyle. They'd spend afternoons taking photos at fancy restaurants, ordering expensive cocktails they'd barely touch for the Instagram story. The ringleader was Vanessa, a pharmaceutical sales rep who drove a BMW she couldn't afford, always had opinions about other people's choices. She'd call my house cute in a condescending tone, or ask Chloe why she was settling down so young when there were so many opportunities out there. I mostly ignored it. Chloe seemed happy, we had fun when it was just us, and the physical chemistry was solid. Plus, having someone split utilities and groceries was nice, even if her contribution was inconsistent. But there were red flags I should have noticed, like how she'd get weird about my phone being face down, accusing me of hiding things. Meanwhile, she'd take her phone to the bathroom during dinner. When I pointed out the hypocrisy, she'd roll her eyes and call me insecure. She'd mention random guys from work or the gym casually, but it felt deliberate. "Oh, Dr. Peterson complimented my scrubs today," said the color brought out my eyes. "Why am I hearing about your boss commenting on your appearance?" The biggest red flag was how she talked about my job, not directly disrespectful, but little comments that added up. When her friends asked what I did, she'd say, "He fixes air conditioners," instead of explaining I'm a licensed HVAC technician who owns his home and makes good money. She'd joke about me smelling like work, even though I shower immediately after getting home. At a dinner with her parents, her dad asked about my career plans, and before I could answer, Chloe said, "Orion's practical, not a big dreamer, but he's stable." Stable sounded like a consolation prize. That should have been my wake-up call, but I convinced myself she was just nervous about impressing her parents. 4 months ago, Chloe's friend group started planning a big Cabo trip. They'd been talking about it for weeks, a luxury resort with infinity pools and beach clubs, Instagram-worthy stuff. The cost was $2,800 per person for 5 days, not including spending money. Chloe mentioned it casually at first, like a daydream. "The girls are looking at this place in Cabo, looks amazing." I'd nod, figuring it was just talk. Then it got real. Vanessa put down a group deposit, and they pressured everyone to commit. Chloe brought it up more, usually when I was distracted. Vanessa says if we book by next Friday, we get better suite options. The resort has an infinity pool that goes into the ocean.
Can you imagine?
It'd be an amazing break. I've been so stressed at work. I didn't think much of it until she asked directly if she could go. We were watching Netflix on a Tuesday, she muted it and turned to me. So, I want to talk about the Cabo trip, she said, in a tone like she'd already decided.
Okay, what about it?
I really want to go. The girls have been planning it for months, and I think it'd be good for us to have time apart, miss each other a little. I looked at her, trying to read her expression. It's almost $3,000, Chloe, that's a lot of money. I know it's expensive, but I've been saving up. News to me, since she'd asked me to cover groceries last week because she was short. Where have you been saving this money? She got defensive. I've been putting aside tips from work, and my mom said she'd help as an early birthday present. I didn't push it. If her mom wanted to fund her vacation, that was between them.
But something felt off.
Who's going on this trip? Just the usual group, Vanessa, Jessica, Mia, Stephanie, and me. Just you 5?
She hesitated.
Well, Vanessa's bringing Derek, and Jessica might bring her new boyfriend Tom.
So, it's couples?
Not really couples, more like some people are bringing plus ones. And you're not bringing me because...
Another hesitation.
It's expensive, Orion, and you hate that kind of scene, crowded beaches, overpriced drinks, you'd be miserable. She wasn't wrong, I'm not a resort guy, give me a cabin in the mountains or a road trip with the Camaro. But her dismissing me so easily stung. Okay, if it's what you want to do.
Really?
She seemed surprised I didn't fight more.
You're cool with it?
I'm not going to stop you from taking a vacation with your friends. She hugged me, and for a moment, everything felt normal. You're the best, I promise I'll make it up to you when I get back. Over the next few weeks, trip planning intensified. Chloe was constantly on group chats, scrolling resort photos, shopping for vacation clothes. She bought 3 bikinis, sundresses, and enough skincare products to stock a pharmacy. I started paying attention to details, partly out of curiosity, partly because my gut was screaming. I'd catch glimpses of names I didn't recognize in her group chats. One evening, helping her carry shopping bags from the car, her phone buzzed on the counter. The message preview said, "Brad, can't wait to see you in that blue dress."
Who's Brad?
I asked casually. Chloe grabbed her phone quickly. Oh, he's Jessica's boyfriend. I was showing the group my new outfit. Seemed reasonable, but her quick answer felt rehearsed. A few days later, I was in the garage working on the Camaro when Chloe came out to offer me a drink. Her phone kept buzzing in her pocket. After the third buzz, I joked, "Popular tonight?" "Just the group chat going crazy about dinner reservations," she said, without checking the messages. The week before the trip, she started picking fights over nothing. She'd get irritated if I left a glass in the sink or asked what she wanted for dinner. One night, she snapped at me for breathing too loud while she watched TV.
Are you okay?
I asked after she got upset about me using the last of the milk. "I'm fine, just stressed about work and the trip, I'll be better once I relax." The night before she left, we had Chinese takeout. She was distracted, constantly checking her phone. "Everything okay with flight logistics?" "Yeah, Vanessa's handling it."
What time's your flight?
7 a.m., I'll take an Uber. I offered to drive her, but she said it wasn't worth me getting up early. We went to bed at 10 p.m., but I heard her phone buzzing past midnight. When I asked if everything was okay, she mumbled about the group chat freaking out over packing lists. Next morning, I was up early for work, made coffee, offered to help with her suitcases. She declined, kissed me goodbye, and left.
Have fun, send pictures.
I will, love you. Love you too. For the first day, everything seemed normal. She sent pictures of the resort, the room's view, cocktails by the pool. I was happy she was having fun. Day 2, her pictures got party-focused, group shots at beach bars, everyone looking drunker as the day went on. Still normal vacation stuff. Day 3, things got interesting. She posted an Instagram story at a beach club, and in the background, I saw a guy who wasn't Tom or Derek. Tall, dark hair, tribal tattoos on his shoulder, handing Chloe a drink, his hand on her lower back. I screenshotted it, told myself I was paranoid. Beach clubs are crowded, physical contact doesn't always mean something. But I started watching her social media closely. Jessica posted a group photo where everyone was paired off. Vanessa with Derek, Jessica with Tom, Mia and Stephanie with unknown guys, and Chloe with tattoo guy. The caption was, "Couples trip vibes." Couples trip. I felt punched in the gut. This wasn't a girls' trip with plus ones, it was a couples retreat, and Chloe had brought someone else. I spent an hour connecting dots on social media. Tattoo guy was Brad, a personal trainer at the gym where Chloe took yoga classes, the same Brad who texted about the blue dress. I could have called her, demanded answers, blown up her phone. Instead, I went to work, fixed 3 AC units, did a furnace inspection, came home, fed my dog Rex, who Chloe claimed to love but never cared for, and opened a beer in my garage. I needed to think strategically. First, I checked our shared cloud account. Chloe wasn't tech-savvy, didn't realize her photos backed up there. What I found was clear: pictures of her and Brad at the airport, kissing in a hotel room, Chloe wearing a ring that wasn't my Christmas promise ring. Brad got her cheap vacation jewelry to look official. Dozens of photos spanned weeks, taken locally, dinner dates at restaurants I couldn't afford, beach trips an hour from Phoenix, hotel selfies from days she said she was working late or at girls' nights. This wasn't a spontaneous fling, it had been going on for 2 months, maybe longer. The Cabo trip was their grand finale, a chance to play house in paradise while I sat home like a fool. The worst was their texts, also synced to our account. They discussed breaking up with me after the trip for a clean exit. Chloe called me boring, predictable, said Brad was adventurous, spontaneous. She told Brad she'd been checking out of our relationship because I didn't challenge her. Challenging her meant overpriced fitness classes and gifts he couldn't afford. I later learned Brad lived with roommates and drove a car about to be repossessed. The kicker: Chloe told Brad she was waiting for the right moment to leave me but needed somewhere to land first. I was her safety net while she auditioned my replacement. I closed the laptop, sat with Rex, and decided if Chloe wanted Brad, she'd get him. Next morning, I took the day off. First, the bank removed Chloe from shared accounts. We weren't married, she wasn't on the mortgage, I had every right to protect my finances. Then I packed her belongings carefully, folded clothes, wrapped breakables, organized everything in boxes. I kept the promise ring in my safe. I loaded the boxes into my truck, drove to a storage unit near her office, paid 3 months up front in her name, mailed the key to her work. Then I changed the locks, cost $200 worth it. At the hardware store, I ran into my neighbor Jim, who asked about the boxes. I explained I was helping my ex move out. Been there, brother, better now than after a ring, he said, helping with heavier boxes. Back home, I reclaimed my space, moved weights to the spare bedroom Chloe used as her shopping storage, set up my workbench in the garage, rearranged the living room for functionality, not selfies. Rex seemed happy with the attention. We took a long walk, and I felt lighter than in months. That evening, Chloe texted, having the best time, wish you were here.
I didn't respond. Quick pause, fellas.
YouTube just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube this deserves to blow up, keeps crazier stories coming.
Thanks for your support. Back to the drama.
Next day, Chloe texted, flight delayed, heading home, can't wait to see you.
No response.
Day 5, she landed, texted, phone died, I'll call from baggage claim. I turned off my phone, went to my buddy Tyler's to watch the game. At 10 p.m., Tyler's wife Sarah showed me Chloe's frantic Instagram stories. Her on my porch locked out, where is everyone? Trying Windows, seriously confused, then crying, worst day ever, Orion isn't answering. Sarah raised her eyebrows, you want to tell me what's going on? I gave the short version. Damn Orion, that's ice cold. She made her choice, I'm helping her stick with it. Tyler handed me a beer, she's gonna lose it when she figures this out. Probably, but not my problem. Around midnight, my phone blew up with Chloe's texts, calls, voicemails. I let them go to voicemail, read them the next day. Her texts were like grief stages. Where are you?
I'm locked out, confused.
This isn't funny.
Are you okay? I'm worried.
Found your note, we need to talk.
Wait, what note?
I hadn't left one initially. My security camera, installed for deliveries, showed Chloe arriving at 6 p.m., trying her key, checking windows, sitting on the steps crying, making calls. At 8 p.m., she found a note I'd taped inside the mailbox. Chloe, hope you had fun in Cabo with Brad. Your things are in a storage unit on Mill Avenue, key mailed to your work. House key doesn't work, locks changed. Don't contact me, Orion. Her texts continued, you're unfair, it's not what you think, Brad's just a friend, nothing happened I can explain. This is insane, you can't throw away our relationship over a misunderstanding. Answer your phone. I'm not leaving until you explain. The camera showed her on my porch until 2 a.m., crying, yelling, pounding the door. Her voicemails went from tearful to angry to threatening to pleading. I don't understand, call me. This is ridiculous, you're overreacting. Open the door, talk like adults. Be a child, but I'm not leaving. I can't believe you're throwing everything away without hearing my side. The final voicemail at 2:30 a.m. Maybe this is for the best. I've been settling, you never appreciated me, Brad treats me like a queen, don't crawl back when you realize what you lost. I saved that one for reference. Next day, I went to work, my boss noticed I was cheerful, I said I had a good weekend. At lunch, Chloe's mom Linda called, we'd always gotten along. Chloe says you had a fight, changed the locks, it's a misunderstanding about a friend. Linda, I found photos and texts, she's been seeing someone for months, Cabo was their honeymoon while I stayed home.
Silence. Are you sure?
That doesn't sound like Chloe. I have screenshots, she planned to dump me after the trip but keep me as a backup. Oh Orion, I'm sorry I had no idea. Not your fault, I acted accordingly.
She can't stay here, we're renovating.
I rented her a storage unit, where she sleeps is her choice, maybe Brad has space. After hanging up, I felt bad for Linda, a nice woman blindsided by her daughter's lies. Then Chloe texted again, you showed my mom our private conversations, that's a violation. You had no right to my phone, I'm reporting you for theft, those are my belongings. Brad says it's harassment, we could get a restraining order. I laughed, Brad thought I needed a restraining order? I forwarded everything to my paralegal buddy Jake, save everything, she's admitting to the affair in writing, gold if she comes after you legally. I backed up all messages. That evening, I posted an Instagram story of Rex and me in the garage caption, enjoying the peace and quiet, some nights you realize what you've been missing. Within an hour, Vanessa DM'd me, heard you and Chloe are having issues, hope you work it out. I didn't respond, her fishing for info meant Chloe was spiraling. Next day, Chloe's dental office called my work, she'd been a no-call, no-show for 2 days since returning from Cabo. I said she was fine but had personal issues, contact her directly. Where was she staying? The storage unit wasn't habitable, her parents were renovating. That weekend, I ran into Jessica at the grocery store, she looked guilty.
Hey Orion, Cabo was fine.
Chloe's staying with me until she figures things out, hope that's okay. Chloe can stay wherever, we're done. She says you're on a break. Is that what she's calling it? I showed Jessica screenshots, Chloe and Brad holding hands, kissing in a hotel room, taken weeks before Cabo. Does this look like friends? Jessica's eyes widened, she told us she was single, you'd broken up months ago but were still living together. Bingo, Chloe lied to everyone, me, her friends, probably Brad.
When did she say that?
After she started bringing Brad to group stuff, we thought it was weird she moved on so fast. Well, now you know, she cheated for months, used me as financial support while planning her exit. Jessica looked sick, I'm sorry I had no idea, we helped plan her romantic getaway thinking she was single. Not your fault, Chloe's a good liar.
What should I do?
She's at my place, but I'm enabling this mess. That's between you and your conscience, ask her why she needs your couch if Brad's such an upgrade. 2 days later, Tyler texted, your ex's boyfriend got fired from the gym, was sleeping with multiple clients, husbands confronted him in the parking lot, messy. Brad, the adventurous alternative to me, was a serial cheater who lost his job for chasing women in relationships. That evening, my doorbell rang, security camera showed Chloe on my porch, hair unwashed, same clothes from her Instagram story, eyes puffy. I used the intercom, I can see you, what do you want? Orion, please, I made a huge mistake. You made several, what do you want to discuss?
Can you open the door? This is humiliating.
You humiliated yourself by cheating for months, I'm not rescuing you from consequences. She cried, Brad was seeing others, even during our trip. Shocking, a guy who helped you cheat turned out untrustworthy. You don't have to be cruel.
Cruel?
You called me boring, said I didn't appreciate you, told Brad you were settling, planned to replace me.
I'm cruel?
You heard that voicemail. I heard everything, your drunk calls, texts, talks with friends about checking out of our relationship. You made it clear how you felt. I don't have anywhere to go, Jessica kicked me out, my parents are traveling, I can't afford a hotel.
What about Brad?
He won't return my calls, his roommate says he moved out. That's unfortunate, not my problem.
How can you be so cold?
After everything we meant to each other. You used my money, my home, lied to my face daily, what did I mean to you besides stability? She had no answer. I know I messed up, but I love you, I got confused, made stupid decisions. You love the security I provided, there's a difference. That's not true. Then explain why you never mentioned me to Brad, told friends we'd broken up months ago, planned to dump me after Cabo.
No answer.
Leave my property, or I'm calling the police. She sat for 5 minutes, hoping I'd relent, then left. I watched until she was gone, poured a drink, sat with Rex, my house felt peaceful. Next morning, texts from an unknown number. You're unreasonable, I made one mistake, couples work through this. You're throwing away 2 years over nothing. You'll regret this when you're alone. You've ruined my life, I can't afford an apartment, I'll end up homeless. The last one, if you loved me, you'd help instead of abandoning me. I'd loved her enough to trust her, support her, ignore my gut. I forwarded the texts to Jake, who said they were textbook harassment, save for a restraining order if needed. She went quiet after that, no more texts, calls, visits. I heard she moved back with her parents after their renovation, got a new job at another dental office. Brad moved to Vegas with a new woman, leaving unpaid bills and angry exes. Chloe was another mark in his pattern. Target women in relationships, love bomb, move on. 3 months later, I'm happier than in years. I finished the Camaro, won third place at a car show. I'm hitting the gym, took up rock climbing, started casual dating with women who value honesty, not stability as boring. Last week, I ran into Vanessa at the grocery store, she avoided eye contact. Hey Vanessa, how's Chloe? I heard she moved back with her parents. She's adjusting, it's been hard. I'm sure, consequences are hard. I know you're angry, but she's struggling, lost her job, Brad used her and left. She made those choices. She had a second chance every day for 2 months while cheating, chose not to take it. Vanessa wanted to argue, but just said, I hope you're happy, in a tone wishing the opposite. I am, actually, thanks for asking.